Hi all, this is Dr. J, streaming live from East in Long Island. My good friend Jake, streaming live from
Austin, from good old Texas.
You're breaking daily records for the COVID-19. What's going on in Texas?
Yeah, where temperature is hot and our cases are also hot.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Did you have it? Do you think you had it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I had it like a week and a half ago.
Wow.
Yeah. But I'm back. I feel better, you know. I can smell again, which is the best part.
Well,
Life is becoming flavorless.
It depends. With my wife's cooking, you're better off not smelling.
Yeah, you better hold this and watch the show.
Mustafa, good afternoon. Thanks for sticking with us. We had a little technical difficulties. I'm actually using my iPhone. And Jake, are you using your phone or your computer?
Yeah, I'm using my phone. I would use my computer, but this thing never works on my computer for some reason. I don't know why.
I think the sound is a little muffled.
Really? Well, can't do anything about it. For some reason, this doesn't work on my computer.
I don't know if it's on your end or my end, but we're starting to get people. Eyes of Money. He's late. Lynn is always on time. Doesn't matter when she arrives.
Yeah, doesn't matter what. Yeah.
Clarence is here from upstate New York. Steve Casares is here. Steve, why don't you just join us on the screen? Steve. Is Spike.
That's Professor Spike, right?
Professor Spike. And then Ken Yates, good afternoon. Lynn Tian Tran, Mustafa, we got a lot of people arriving.
Yeah.
A lot of people arriving because nobody's going nowhere. Ain't nobody going anywhere.
Yeah.
Bad tech. Yeah, it's not good. Is it your tech or my tech that's bad?
I don't know, actually.
Professor Spike, can you hear us well?
I can hear you.
When you speak, I hear like a little noise, Jake. Hi, Spike. Can you hear us? It's funny. They raised it to up to 10 people we could have on live. Not that we need it.
Good.
Professor Spike is certainly welcome to join us live if he wishes.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
I think anybody is. Anybody on the comment list. We know them all. They're more than welcome to join us live if they want. Mustafa, you can hear. All right, let's assume everybody hears.
Yeah, you can hear.
All right, so you know what? Let's just talk stocks. Not even chart today. Give me a break from charting today. So we'll just talk whatever stocks people want to talk.
Yeah, let's talk CVM first.
CVM got killed today over the last few days.
We're taking it from the rear. No lubrication. It's the worst.
What do you think is the cause of this? People getting nervous, people saying, why should I take risks when everything is going up? I'll just go into Amazon. What's the story here?
Yeah, I actually got a phone call from a fellow shareholder this morning, and he was pretty shaky, really shaky. I won't say who it is, but my hypothesis is that last week presentation, I just don't see the strategy behind it. It did two things that's not good for the short term price movement. Number one, some people can read it as the company hedging, bringing leaps to the forefront, months if not weeks away before data release. So that's not a good thing.
Hypothetically, what's wrong with that?
It means that some people could read it as the company not being confident in multi-kind and hedging their bets. If I was CVM too, I would do something similar as far as hedging my bets go. I
Yeah.
can't allow my company to go under if multi-kind fails, right? So, but it does give short ammunition. And the second thing that happened is the whole we're in data log analysis phase, which I would read that as we're not in data log yet. Or the exact quote was, we're preparing, the third party is preparing and is in the data log analysis phase. So if data hasn't been locked down, that means that no results will come out until at least August. And if that's the case, it's a playground for the shorts. In the meantime, they can do whatever they want until a couple of weeks, until they get risky, which is before data release.
Lynn says Adam F is getting under her skin. He must be at work with short articles.
Yeah, he tweeted right last week. He called out he called out someone that was being paid by CBM to pump the stock, essentially.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remarked the irony of that. The paid bashers is calling out the paid pumper.
Yeah.
Look, well, in my mind, really nothing has changed. Gavin sent out a tweet saying the company doesn't have any inkling as to the results. The analysis is still going on by independent statisticians, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. As soon as we know, you'll know. So that was a positive.
Yeah, nothing changed. I mean, which is probably a good and a bad thing. The good news that nothing changed. Bad news that nothing changed in terms of progression with where the data is. But if you have July calls, I mean, that might not be a good idea right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spike wants to know if doesn't Gert know what's what. No, he doesn't know what's what any more than you and I. How does he know?
Yeah, I mean, you would think he knows more than us.
I'm not necessarily.
Yeah, I mean, it's not something we can assume, but you could probably make a case that he should know more.
We could spin wheels all day on CVM and come back to the same question, which is it going to meet primary endpoints or not? And we're not going to accomplish anything by really delving into what ifs or hypotheticals. We'll know when we know, and the daily price movement, unless it's horrendous, goes below 10. I'm not too worried about it.
Well, I was telling my buddy today that the price probably go down maybe 11 or 12, but then they'll let it run back up into the 15s or 16.
Meanwhile, swing traders are making money, shorts are making money. Everybody's making money on the daily movements, except those who are losing money, and those who are being shook out probably be sorry.
Yeah, I agree with you. Nothing changed. Doesn't mean that like my concerns isn't still there overall. I lean towards positive for the readout, but still no one has answered my question about 14 and 16 and what happened those 2 years. I actually tried digging up the legal information, but since it was arbitration, there's no publicly available data.
Let's talk a little bit about athx. It's shown a lot of resiliency, closing basically a penny below the close yesterday. I think that's where it closed. After being down below 265, which is a key level. So it's tested this key level 2 or 3 times, and it had the resiliency to bounce back above 270. I like that. I think it's I think it's healthy right now. I think it's awaiting news, whether it be BARDA funding or the results of the COVID-19 trial. That's not going to take that long with the influx of new cases that we have.
When do you anticipate the
Well,
data from the
they do have a large, it is a large study, 400 people. So probably take into the end of the third quarter would be my guess.
Hmm.
What do you think?
I have no idea. I mean, honestly, not paying attention to the COVID trial.
Yeah.
I'm in it for more of that.
Well, 400 people is still a lot of people, especially since they have to be on ventilators, and there's other alternatives for these people. They don't have to go with athx, with multi-stem. I
What's
mean,
the
there's
trial design like? I
I
mean,
think I think the AEMD trial will finish very quickly
hmm.
because it's only 40 people, and they're moving into the hub of the hub of the virus, with the epicenter of the virus in California and Arizona. So they're going where the virus is. I think they'll fill those 40 people quickly. I think we're going to get results very quickly from the AEMD trial.
Do
The
you know
Ephesus
if they
trial,
finished enrollment?
what's that?
Do you know if they finish enrollment?
On the AEMD?
Yeah.
No, I don't know if they even began.
Hmm.
I know nothing. I really ought to give Tim a call or shoot him a text. Tim, of course, is the CEO of AEMD, who I was fortunate enough to have the pleasure to interview Friday, just before Jake and I went live. And I got really
Yeah,
excellent feedback on that interview, by the way, from just about
yeah, it's a
everybody.
great interview.
Yeah.
Really good interview. Yeah.
And I'd like to. I should have suggested to Tim that he put a link on his homepage, on the AEMD homepage. I think
Hmm.
it would be interesting for more people to see. He
Yeah.
came across very well, I think.
Yeah. I became a lot more bullish after that interview.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
So Athos, I'm pretty happy with the price action. I'm not sure that we're going to receive real definitive news till the end of the third quarter. And
Hmm.
that goes for Japanese trials. That goes for Helios. I don't think we'll hear from them until the end of the third quarter. So I would say um, sometime the end of September,
Hmm.
we'll start getting some catalysts. Unless we get BARDA funding, in which case that could come any day.
Yeah. How are they doing on CAC?
What's that?
How are they doing on their CAC situation?
On their cash?
Yeah.
Uh, I'm surprised they didn't try to use their shelf. They have a big shelf. As far as I know, they haven't used it, right? So I
Yeah.
guess they're waiting for a pop to use it.
Yeah.
They're going to use it. People, once they file for a big shelf, you have to assume they're going to use it.
Actually, it looks like they have quite a bit of cash left. I think they diluted not too long ago, right?
Yeah, but they have a new shelf, and they
Yeah.
can dip in anytime they want.
Huh.
And
Hmm.
I suppose if it runs to 4 again, they'll dip in.
Hmm.
They're not ashamed to dip in. And you know what the catalyst was that made it recover all the way to 275? One of the directors or uh, high up officers of the company, the COO or whatever, bought like $140,000 worth of stock.
Yeah.
Not that it's a lot of money, but it helped.
No, that helps. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. I mean, it sends the message that if he thinks they're going to dilute soon, we'll just wait until after the offering to do it.
All right, BCRX expert. I think we might have seen the bottom. Where do you think we're going?
I think, you know what, I'm gonna make a hard call right now that data for Galley within the next 2 weeks, probably next week. My tingly senses is telling me that.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm way too overweight in this one right now, but I think that yeah, Galley has to be released in the next week or two.
Yeah.
And
Somebody asked about Sorrento. You following it at all?
I follow it, but you know how I feel about Sorrento.
Well, with Sorrento, I had X amount of Sorrento that I bought not too long ago, and I didn't have the patience to stay in because I was moving a lot of my stuff into cash. So I missed the pop to 6. I'm a little sorry I missed it, but what are you going to do? I felt once, like you, very doubtful and about the management, the very dubious management. But the fact that they have trials together with Mount Sinai, I like that. So that gives them the blessing that you can trust this trial. Mount Sinai is a really legit place.
Yeah, well, let's say they're trustworthy. Let's say that. There's still the cash situation, and they have a very large shelf. I think they have enough cash for like. I mean, they should be out of cash right now. I mean, it's a miracle they haven't
Boy,
diluted.
it's hot and sticky in the Hamptons. I can't stop drinking water.
Mm.
I worked out with a personal trainer just before the show, so I'm still sticky
Good.
and hot.
Mm.
Yeah, I got to get the juices flowing a little bit.
Yeah, I guess stay hydrated.
I'm glad I have the Hamptons to go to because nobody's going anywhere other than a beach house or something like that. Where are you gonna go? You're not going to a hotel in anywhere. You don't want to. It's too risky anywhere.
Mm.
You don't want to get in a plane. This July 4th, the only traveling that is going to be done is by car.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna hop on a flight in about 2 weeks.
Where you going?
Think like Guatemala. I'm gonna
Guatemala.
ride it out on the lake over there for a couple of weeks since
Okay.
they're closing everything down in Texas again.
All right.
Yeah, nowhere to go.
You have the antibodies already.
Yeah, I mean, I already have it, so I want to be the few, one of the chosen ones. I'm good to go.
Gee, look at this. No Mets. I guess they canceled baseball. Oh man. Spike says no Mets.
Yeah, that's not good.
Can anybody verify that? I guess Spike. Does that mean no MLB? I guess so.
Yeah, let me verify that.
Well, so if Spike says that's the case, I believe him.
Yeah, well, they canceled minor league baseball yesterday. So there's that, but I'm not finding anything on, on the major leagues.
Yeah.
Yeah, they canceled sports. The market's gonna tank. The last time that it really tanked was when they canceled.
Oh, okay. They didn't cancel. No Mets this weekend.
Yeah. Yeah, they canceled sport again. That would be that's not good.
Yeah. So the governor of Texas is reining things in a little bit, right?
Yeah. All the bars are closed. 50% capacity for restaurants. I actually booked a place in the Hill Country this weekend, but now I can't go to the wineries. But that's basically it. Now, if you look at the charts for deaths, it's still downtrending. Yeah, it's still down.
I don't want to interrupt, but did you short ino this at all when it hit 35?
No, I didn't short it. I should have, but I didn't.
Yeah, I thought of you
Yeah.
immediately when it hit 35. I said, "Oh, what an opportunity for Jake to buy puts."
Yeah, I stopped doing that. I haven't been. Yeah, it's too risky for me to short anything at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do it.
I've been buying things, but I also I'm about 15% cash, the most I've been in years. I don't even know why I did it, but something told me, like my gut, So I figured I'll go with my gut.
What does your daughter think about this?
She was on CNBC at 1, and she said, what'd she say? Wait a second. Let me think what she said. She said the jobs report was excellent, of course, but she thinks going forward it'll be more of a bumpy road to get that number down from 11%. She said the easy part, we did the easy part, going from 13% to 11% and putting back however many million jobs. But going forward is going to be tough to make progress. So she gave kind of a mixed message. All economists give mixed messages.
Yeah, that's not surprising.
That's their nature.
Yeah. I never made any profit from my weekly insurance on the market. I always have some insurance just in case.
Right.
The market crash. Luckily, I've lost every time, which is good.
Well, the one time I bought puts to protect the binary decision, I actually was happy because it worked out that it was a negative decision. It was Sarepta about 10 years ago, and there was a bad trial result, and the stock collapsed from 28 to about 15. I had the 20 puts, so I didn't lose that much. In fact, I probably made money.
Yeah, you can probably do the same for CVM. Matter of fact, it'd be the responsible thing to do.
Yeah.
This.
But I only did that one time, and I actually paid. It worked out for me. I usually don't go without a parachute.
Yeah. Right now, I don't have a parachute for CVM.
Kamal says, let's talk CVM and athx. Kamal, you're a little late to the we spoke about athx and CVM and bcrx. And I know it came back today, right?
I don't know what's the clock. No, yeah, it did actually. 17%.
Yeah, it came back. It went down as low as 18 yesterday and bounced back into the 20s. I mean, why take risk is what I'm thinking for so many players when Amazon does nothing but go up, for example, and FedEx looks like a monster. Baxter International looks like a sure thing to hit 100. Why take risk? But even 3M is doing well again and pays a nice dividend, 3.5%. Why take risk? That's why a lot of people might be selling CVM. They see everything else is going up. Easy money. And then even in the COVID plays, APT and Lake, how can you lose? And COVD, I don't think you can lose on that one. So there's so many almost sure things that why play binary event and take a chance on going broke?
That's true. That's true. But the rotation will go back in to these plays eventually.
Of course, as the gamblers like you and me say, I like the adrenaline flow, and we're going to let it ride.
Yeah.
It's partly that.
Yeah. I mean, beside from CVM, I would say bioPath is my biggest play.
This is your second best play, yeah.
As a matter of fact, now it became my number one in terms
Number
of
one play.
investment and the closest near-term catalyst. And
my number one play, long term, that I'm thinking is going to make me a lot of money is still athx. And what I mean by long term, I mean really intermediate term. 6 months to
year.
6 to 9 months or a year. And after that, of course, CVM, I still think it's a coin flip. So I can't say I'm wildly enthusiastic, but I think if the coin lands the right way, we'll make a lot of money. And bcrx, I don't have your kind of confidence. And I have a relatively small position. I have every other day. It seems like I'm adding to my Amazon. Any dip, I buy Amazon.
Yeah,
I think at 3,000, which it's a couple of points away from, it's going to split about, what do you think, 10 to 1? It'll split. So you're going to get 10 times the number of shares. It'll trade at 300, and it'll go back to 3,000 in about 10 years.
Yeah, the CVM, we're going back to that one. It's probably at this point not so much about like if data is good or not. If you can figure out when data will drop, that's probably more valuable than anything else.
Something I almost don't care. When it's dropped, it's dropped. What I care about is the result. Wait, in other words, call me when the results are in. Let me know. I'm waiting it out. I'm not trading it. I'm just, unless something spectacular happens, I'm not trading it.
Yeah, if you're holding shares, you probably won't care. But even if I was holding all shares, if I know when the result will be dropped, then I know when to buy puts for which months. So that's
but I'm not interested in protecting my investment. I'm willing to take the hit. I've taken hits before. I know how to. I get on the floor. It knocks you down, and then you get up again. So if I take a hit, I take a hit. Speaking of taking a hit, I'm back in Geron. And I keep adding to my position in Geron.
Yeah, I saw.
So I'm building a nice little position again. Nothing like the last time yet, but it's getting there. I want to see it break 240. Break at 240, it's going to 5 or 440, something like that.
Yeah.
It came close to breaking 240 the other day.
I mean, it's been having good price movement, right? I mean,
the thing is now, let's say it was 239 the other day. I don't remember. So it was 240. That's a key number. And we have not really a double top, but let's say strong resistance at that 240 level. If it takes that out, we're going to $4. I really like Geron for even a swing trade. I like Jazz Pharmaceutical, and I'm still nibbling at that one.
Yeah, I saw that.
I think I will add to my position significantly with a break of 115. I want to see that key level on Jazz. It came close. It came close, but backed away.
I'm tempted regarding Geron, but they burned me before. So that,
Yeah, that's why I didn't like Red Hill when Lynn asked me, because I was burned by them. I didn't really get burnt in the same way as Geron, but I
mm,
held for a very long time. I bought at 7. I watched it go to 14 and didn't sell. It came back to 7. I sold. And
mm.
it's probably right about 7 now. So I'm a little sick of that stock, but it's really no reason not to be in it.
What's the
It
deal with Red Hill? Or are
Red
you
Hill.
waiting? Yeah, are you waiting for a catalyst with that one?
Red Hill is. I mean, just because I sold it because of poor performance once isn't a reason to not be in it this time. Yet psychologically, it is.
Hmm.
It has merit. They're 20% owned by Cosmo Pharmaceuticals of Switzerland. No, yeah, Swiss. I think they're a Swiss company. So there's interest in that company. It's an Israeli company, and I shouldn't say this, but I never made money on an Israeli company. But just coincidentally, I never made money on an Israeli company.
Wait, then I'm in Floristem? I thought you were in Floristem.
I sold all my Floristem. I actually might have made a couple of bucks, enough to buy a Haagen-Dazs sundae.
Yeah, I mean, you should have made money on Floristem.
I made a few bucks, but
Yeah, there we go.
nothing to get excited about.
Mm. Yeah, there we go. That one was a crazy call. I mean, it went from what, 2 to what is it now?
It went to 2 to over 10. Now it's about 9.
Wow. So there we go. I mean,
Miso,
it's really,
I sold most of my miso,
yeah,
and
me
it's
too.
yeah, I have a little bit left. I
Yeah,
sold I sold a lot of stuff. I sold all my athx other than my core position.
yeah. Athx is more interesting to me than miso.
I'm tempted to get back into athx at the right price. I mean, not that I'm out of it. I mean, to add to my position.
Yeah, it
I'm
looks like
very
they're pretty financially healthy, actually.
I'm
So
very
I don't think
heavily
they're
in it.
right.
What about, well, the talking stocks? What about FedEx? I mean, how could you? That's a no-brainer. That's going to 200. Why they have blowout earnings? Remember, I told you they're going to have blowout earnings, and they did. They're definitely a $200 stock, selling at 157. So for conservative play,
Hmm.
and we Tandem finally broke 100.
Hmm.
Remember how I kept saying it's going to 100? Jiggly would get on and say, "What about Tandem?" I said, "I don't need a chart. It's going to 100."
Oh, Tandem, phenomenal.
So I sold most of my Tandem as well at 86. But so what I have left is a souvenir.
What did you get in at?
What's that?
What did you get in at for Tandem?
60 originally, but I traded it a lot, so it's hard to say.
Hmm. Yeah, call me crazy. I think BioPath will make a similar move.
I hope so. I have enough of it that I'll prosper. Not like you, but I'll prosper.
Yeah, I mean, even without the galley thing, if you take COVID out of the equation, it's still a $10 stock.
You know what I think my two best COVID plays are right now that I own? I think CODX, Co-Diagnostics. Testing is very hot. I mean, in Texas and Arizona, in California, they're getting online at midnight to get tested. To get tested that day. It's ridiculous. Testing is so tough to get, and they own their own regions. What do you call it? Reagents, whatever that word is. How do you pronounce it? Is it reagents?
I don't know.
Well, however you pronounce it, they own everything about the test kit, so there's no problem in getting it. and I think they're very reliable tests. I like that one. I like Lake, and I like APT. But in order, I like Lake number one probably. I think that's a $30 stock selling at 22. And I bought more today. I bought more yesterday. I seem to buy it every day. So I'm forming a nice position there.
I'll go back into Lake, right?
And APT Spike went into that, which is a very good stuff. Very good movie made there. He's doing well.
Hmm.
APT is similar to Lake, but they're selling at a PE of 43. Lake is selling at a PE of 14. They're both low market capitalization stocks. Lake is at about 120 million. APT might be a little more. So they're very low market caps, and they could run.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're undervalued, especially Lake is undervalued. Their third quarter should be better than their second quarter. Second quarter was $1 per share earnings. They should have $1.50 in the third quarter, and that's enough. Even at $1.50 times 4 is how much? $6 annualized. So if you're looking at a stock with earnings per share of $6, even at a 14 multiple, that's $84 stock.
Mm. I guess the question.
Even if they say, okay, this is temporary because of COVID.
Yeah, that would be
even if you put a multiple of 8 on it, it's still a good play.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's safer as a COVID play than drugs. You know, during earnings call, it's going to do really well, but there's just something sexy about a treatment or antiviral for a COVID play. For me,
that's why Sorrento went from 2 to 6 because it's sexy.
Yeah, well, 2 to really 8, right?
2 to 8, whatever.
The high is like 10 or even.
Well, whatever the move was.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to contact. I actually did shoot a text out to my contact at BioPath. I don't know why, but something tells me BioPath is cooking.
Really?
Yeah, I just want to check in with them.
What do you mean? You're sitting around and you get a.
I'm saying they're capable of another run. I want to check in with them.
Interesting. And the last time you had this hunch, we ended up making a lot of money.
Yeah, but don't do anything until I talk to them. Do me a favor.
Yeah, of course. Interesting. So you're just sitting around and you think to yourself, BioPath might have another run.
Well, yeah, also from the price action as well.
Huh. Interesting.
It's not just my stomach. It's the price action as well.
Yeah, went out for no reason. On yesterday. Yeah, it's like yesterday. Interesting.
I'm going to talk to Doug. Doug is a co-founder. He's a nice guy. I'll talk to him. I never spoke to the CEO. I spoke only to Doug, and that's fine.
No, but he should be in. He should be in the loop for everything that's happening.
Yeah. And get. I'll bother him to come on the show to celebrate. He can join us in a glass of wine, right?
Geert?
Champagne.
Yeah. I mean, he can join us anytime.
Would you send him a bottle of champagne?
I will fly over there and deliver it to him myself.
Okay.
If we get positive.
I'll join you from the Hamptons in a champagne toast.
I already have COVID, so don't worry. I'm low risk.
Right.
I personally go over there. Just pop.
I have a low battery, so let's wind this up. What other stocks did I say I was going to talk about? I'm trying to think. Anybody have any requests on the bullet on the board?
Let's see.
OPK is doing very well.
It is.
Of course, a high market cap stock. They're a laboratory diagnostic company, and they're benefiting from the COVID-19 play. I'm still thinking it's a buy, even though it doubled. I like OPK.
And they added like $1 billion.
What else? What else is interesting?
Let's see here.
Anything make a nice pop today that we didn't mention? Pfizer, I can't talk about.
You cannot? Oh, because your relationship with them?
Yeah, I can't talk about them.
Except that CVM is recovering a little bit. That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, in terms of the vaccine makers, I haven't played any of them, largely because I feel once the winner comes out, the others implode. I don't want to be stuck holding the bag.
That's true. I mean, a winner is going to, obviously explode.
It's winner take all.
Yeah. Well, maybe, right? I mean, you can have 2 vaccines.
You could have 3.
Yeah.
It's a big world.
My bet is on Moderna still, even though they got delayed today. But my money is still on them. Well, not literally.
I'm not saying where my money is, because I just said it's not anywhere really, because I'm not in it.
Right. Yeah, it's not anywhere. Exactly. Right. But your figurative money is somewhere.
Yeah. I'm not playing the vaccine makers, period.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody else have a request before the end of the show? Let's see if anybody's saying anything. I think we put everybody to sleep. J&J.
Yeah.
Vaccine from J&J. They're certainly in it.
Yeah.
J&J is in it to win it, right?
Right.
I can't say no. I can't, who knows who's going to come out on top? That's my problem. Snaid, everyone have a safe weekend. You too. Happy 4th. Tesla. Oh, man, Tesla. Tesla and Neo. I sold my Neo for more than double, and I was so happy. And now I'm kicking myself why I sold. It's over $9. I sold it at 7, I think. I bought it at 3. So I figured why be greedy, but now I know the answer. Why not be greedy? And Tesla, what is it, 1,200? It's probably going to 3,000. It's gone to the moon, as Jigglypuff likes to say. The question is, what gets to 3,000 first, Amazon or Tesla?
My bet is on Tesla.
Tesla's 1,200. Amazon's 2,900. You want to reconsider?
I'm crazy enough to bet on Tesla.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's more fun of a bet, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Amazon.
I assume you're getting big odds on that bet.
Yeah.
Amazon is going over 3,000. I called 3,000 when it was 1,800. And everybody said, Dr. J's cuckoo. Well, I may be cuckoo, but I had a pretty good call.
You did?
You know what they called Joe Granville, one of the greatest technical analysts that ever lived. You know what they called him, don't you?
What?
Crazy Joe. So if he could be crazy, I could be crazy. Crazy Joe Granville.
Yeah, just you want.
He had major correct calls on the market, the historic calls, as well as on earthquakes. That's probably why they called him crazy, because he applied technical analysis to earthquakes, predicting earthquakes.
That's fun.
Yeah, so I was thinking of going into the earthquake business myself.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Huh. Why is that? I like
because
actually.
the research that I did is involves recursively looking at data points that are turning points, and I classified them according to levels. And then I said this could be applied to a lot of things, anything that's like a wave. So I was looking at sunspot data with the physicists, and I was thinking of earthquake data as well. But I didn't really pursue it because I said I'd rather make money in the stock market.
Hmm.
No point being altruistic as an old man.
Yeah. Interesting choice.
All right, we're gonna wrap it up for the fourth. What do you think?
Yeah, let's wrap it up right before the market close.
Uh, Good night, everybody. Have a great 4th of July. I'm glad to see everyone here with us on a big weekend, and hopefully next week we continue to make money. I'm sure we've all made money over the last few weeks, and let's continue.
Yeah.
Adios, amigos. See you,
Happy
Jake.
4th of July.
Bye bye.